What's going on? What's going on, guys? This is your man, Real Deal Steven Steele, coming to you live this late Friday night. Thank you for joining me tonight for a special late edition of Steven Steele Live. I am, of course, Steven Steele. It's great to have you with us. If you, before we get started, if I could just ask you to smash that like button. It's absolutely the number one thing you can do to help out the channel and reach more people. Also, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. We've got an awesome community here, and I'd love to have you be a part of it. So hit subscribe, hit all on that notification bell, and descend with us to the moon, Mars, and beyond, If you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, it's obviously hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts put in. And lastly, you can get 3, yes, not 1, not 2, but 3 free stocks through my partnership with WEBULL by simply clicking the link pinned at the top of the chat. And all you need to do to get your three free stocks, say that 3 times fast, is register an account and put a deposit in. Now, there's no minimum deposit. So people, you can literally put 1 penny in your WEBULL account and get 3 free stocks. I've noticed more and more of you guys have been taking advantage of it. So that's something to consider. It's just literally free money on the table for you. Without any further ado, let's see who is active in the chat tonight. We have got Donna Tabuki. Of course, Donna was in here the first one. Hopefully she's still waking with us. Captain Jack. Good to see you, Captain Jack. Keith Havens. Chico Doge. A name so nice, you gotta say it twice. Hump Deezy, of course. Diamond Hands Freddy. Eric, good to see you. Alan Schneider, of course. Louis Doge Millie. Good to see you as well. Mr. Lynn, good to see you. Who else we got up in here? Oh, Scotty Suitcases. Welcome back, Scotty. Good to see you. Audio Freak. Everybody bang stun tonight. Good to see you in the mix. Mama Crypto, of course. What Steven Steele show is complete without Mama Crypto in the mix, huh? Sliding Edge. Good to see you, of course, Sliding Edge. Am I missing anyone? Cloud Chamber. We got Cloud Chamber in the house. Larry Ramirez. Yes, Larry Ramirez. Julio. Good to see you, Julio. And all of you lurkers. Donna starting things off, putting a little pep in my step. First super chat of the night. Feeling all right. Out of sight. $9.99. Yo, right back to you, Donna Tabuki. And, of course, we love the Tabukis here at Steven Steele Live. What an awesome family. Corey E. Good to see you in the mix as well. Well, guys, I mean, this was not, in my opinion anyway, not a slow news cycle. In fact, I think we've got a lot, pretty fair share of interesting things to cover tonight. So we're just going to get down to it, Boppers. If you hear a noise in the background, that is Rennie. She is really aggressively chewing on a toy. So first off, I would like to give a special shout out and props to my friend Ross Nicoll, who was been one of the most core essential elements of Dogecoin development spanning back to 2013. He has recently stepped down. Ross and I had a few conversations about this. He was just simply stretched too thin and really stressed out because, for the most part, Dogecoin development efforts are volunteer. And so he had to make that hard decision between his paying gigs and the Dogecoin development gig. It's my personal opinion that something should be worked out wherein the developers with the on the Dogecoin Foundation, I think they should be paid. That's how I feel about it. I think they deserve it. And Ross is just a brilliant mind, and he was just a huge asset to this community for a number of reasons. And so, although it is sad to see him step down, he still will be retaining in the Dogecoin Foundation as an advisor. So I was happy to hear that. And furthermore, I'm going to be having Ross back on the show pretty soon, so I will keep you guys with a posted on that date. CoinDesk, actually, this was on the front page of CoinDesk yesterday about Ross. Ross Nicoll, core developer for Dogecoin, said he's stepping away from the project, citing overwhelming stress and potential conflict of interest. Developer will remain on as advisor. He stressed that his departure is not absolute or instantaneous. I'd like to emphasize this is a change of role and there's a transition period. I'm not suddenly gone, he said in a LinkedIn message to CoinDesk. Nicoll said he's stepping away primarily because the stress involved is overwhelming. There is a further complication that my employer for my day job is moving into the blockchain space, leading to a risk of conflict of interest. As I remain director, he added, Nicoll is a software engineer at Google. So we wish Ross the best. I look forward to having Ross back on the show so we can talk about that and his new role coming on an advisor and just how he's doing. And he and I, always have great conversations together. Ross is somebody that really stood out to me from the first time I got him on the show. Billy Marcus actually introduced us to, and we just really hit it off, and we've become really good friends. He's just a really sharp, really good guy. So we will have Ross back on the show soon. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Oh, we got another super chat from Sliding Edge, $5 to make you holler. Donna snagging first place again. Yes, Sliding Edge, good to see you in the mix. Scotty says, Mama Crypto, are you Steven Steele's lover? Genuine question. And I saw you guys commenting about my tardiness to starting the show. There were some really funny comments in there, guys. Let's see here. Okay. Anyway, next story, guys. Next story. Morning Glory, guys. This is a big one to me. This is really big news to me, anyway. Maybe it has to do with my personal preference for things that I enjoy, but I thought this was so cool, or as they say on South Park, so cool. We've got Elon Musk announcing just earlier this evening that he will be building a futuristic, get this, guys. Elon Musk announcing unequivocally that he will be building a futuristic drive-in theater and diner wherein, guess what, you'll be able to pay with Dogecoin, with dog money. And his exact words on his tweets were that he will be building a futuristic diner, drive-in theater planned for the Hollywood area. And, of course, you can pay in Doge. There's a lot of things that come to mind when I read this news. First of all, I just think it's super effing cool. I just think it's great. I love drive-in movies. And so most of them, of course, have been shut down over the years. But if you've never been to a drive-in movie, I highly recommend it. Go out of your way to find one in your general area. There's just something magical about it. You pay, you get the double feature. The stars come out, you see the moon, you're eating crappy food, you're listening to the movie over your radio as you watch it on the screen. Hopefully you got a nice date with you, and it's just a super relaxing, fun time. I've got a lot of memories of drive-ins, some of which I probably shouldn't discuss on the show. Rock Lobster coming in at $50, make you holler. Coming in with that big Doge energy. Rock Lobster, a.k.a. Jesse. Jesse Hughes in the his. Good to see you, Rock Lobster, and thank you for your generosity and your generous support of the show. It's honestly, it's super chats like that allow me to stream and put as much work into the stuff as I do. So humbly thank you. Alan has summoned a rocking lobster. A supreme beef should be in here soon. When Alan summons, we show up. I love it. So, Alan, I owe you a thank you for summoning the Rock Lobster. And hopefully the Zombie Doge army will make his way in here as well. It's like we've got the crew here. We've got the super crew, right? I mean, we're getting the band back together. We have got the best little community here on YouTube. I really mean that. I genuinely think that. Hector the Dude snuck in there somewhere. Good to see you, Hector the Dude. And I think the last time you were in here, Rock Lobster, you were talking about perhaps Vegas. Our Vegas weekend might be in May, so I will keep you guys posted on all of that as well. Now, let me get back to this Elon Musk tweet. I know I got kind of on a tangent about talking about drive-ins. That's in part why you tune into the show, right? For the tangents. It's not just all straight technical analysis. We talk a lot of stuff. But drive-ins, I think, are just super awesome and magical. Now, this, I believe, could be a catalyst for something bigger than it seems on the surface. Now, what I mean by that, folks, Elon Musk now not limiting his scope and reach of expanding Dogecoin adoption through Tesla. Now he's talking about expanding Dogecoin's usage through a drive-in theater, through diners. Now you're talking about using Dogecoin for food and fun, right? And movies. I know it's just one movie theater right now in Hollywood, but given the sphere of influence and the attention that Elon Musk, of course, commands, I think this could be a very major catalyst towards setting the tone for adoption with Dogecoin going into the future. And from what it looks like, this futuristic diner and drive-in is going to be in the very near future here. And I think it's going to draw a lot of attention, a lot of tourist attention. And I think consequentially, it's going to bring a lot of attention to Dogecoin. So what I'm saying is this could also be just the first launching location of the drive-in. Doesn't this sound like an idea that Elon Musk would franchise with? Doesn't this sound like a futuristic drive-in theaters? Doesn't this sound like something Elon would probably franchise? He would build more than one, perhaps several or more across the nation. To me, I think this could be a real possibility. And furthermore, the data shows that there's actually a real strong demand for a resurrection of drive-in movie theaters. So there is a demand for it. It's just got to make sense monetarily, of course. But if there's anyone that can figure out the logistics of that, I do think it's Elon Musk. And so somebody to put a modern extrapolation on the classic drive-in formula, I think could be very interesting, a very strong business model, and one that I think Elon could be very, very successful at. Now imagine these futuristic diners and movie theaters all across the country, all accepting Dogecoin. We accept Doge on the walls. You know they're going to do something like that, right? And it's just going to be a quirky, kitschy part of this brand, I believe. So it would not surprise me, folks, if the Hollywood location was just the beginning of something. I picture something like Hard Rock Cafe, except way less cheesy and way more cool. So we will see where that goes, but I think this is really cool news. I just think it's super cool. I think it's great. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Donna says, since Lobster is here, can I get back to dirty jokes? Donna, what is your, shall we say, your adult star alias name that you go by again? You have like another YouTube name that you use that's pretty funny. Can anyone confirm Mama Crypto and Steven relationship will give away free Dutch? Oh, you guys are so funny. The future is looking good, says Larry Ramirez. Yes. I agree. The future is so bright, you gotta wear Doge shades. Guys. Now, let's go to, since we're on the top of Elon, let's go to a few Elon tweets that transpired earlier today as well. There was a pretty cool interaction again between Billy Marcus and Elon Musk, which these guys kind of seem to have a pretty fond affinity for each other. They're pretty much interacting almost on a daily basis now. So Elon Musk tweeted this out. So amazing that we decompressed from a single cell to over 30 trillion cells. Billy responding, the odds of being born are about 1 in 400 trillion. That is pretty wild. Elon Musk responding, lucky bastards we are. So I don't know. I just thought that was a pretty cool interaction. It's good to see. Obviously, again, just another sign that Doge is heavy on the mind of Elon Musk each and every day. It's just really kind of something cool that we're living in very interesting times, folks. We're living in very interesting times. So we'll just keep on with the Elon news since we're on it. So that'll bring us to our next story. This one comes courtesy of the New York Post. How Elon plans to fix soul-destroying traffic in Texas and Miami. Very, very interesting. I didn't hear of this until today. Elon Musk's Boring Company is moving ahead with plans to build the underground tunnels for cars in a bid to relieve clogged roads and highways in both Miami and Texas. And, shall I say, Texas. Musk's firm is submitted a plan for a 6.2 mile underground transit system in South Florida, where commuters would take Tesla vehicles that would carry them between 7 stations. Wow. The North Miami Beach Loop includes stops along the state road between the Golden Glades Transit Center and the Sunny Isles Beach at Newport Pier. The goal for the system is to carry between 7,500 and 15,000 passengers per hour. Those are insane numbers, folks, according to company estimates. So keep an eye on Miami. Keep an eye on Miami because Miami has a mayor there that is incredibly bullish on crypto. He's taken a lot of aggressive measures to make it a very pro-crypto city and really just trying out and forging the way ahead with a lot of very new concepts and really putting Miami on a very cutting edge route. So it's I don't think it's any accident is what I'm saying that Elon Musk is launching this idea in coordinates with the mayor in Miami there. So watch out for Miami to really make some serious waves and trailblazing into the future there. Pretty cool to see. Next story here. Next story, guys. Donna says, "Where's my daughter?" Good question. I don't know. She hasn't been in the mix in a while. Elon Musk deletes tweet that compared Justin Trudeau to a particular dictator from World War II, shall we say, with an interesting mustache. Elon Musk posted and then deleted a satirical meme on Twitter that compared Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to the World War II leader. The Tesla CEO was responding to a Twitter post by a trade publication, CoinDesk, which reported that the Canadian government was cracking down on crypto transactions aimed at helping the truckers protesting mandates. Stop comparing me to Justin Trudeau. The meme featuring the likeness to the World War II leader read at the bottom. It said, "I had a budget." That tweet, which Musk deleted about 12 hours after he posted it, was criticized by other Twitter users, one of whom wrote, "This is extremely poor taste, not a good look at all. There's a better way to make an argument." And then he gets in trouble with a lot of people thinking that was far too spicy. And it goes on. But Elon left it up for about 12 hours there. It's not 2 hours, not 2 minutes. So, he made a statement. And, I got to say, Justin Trudeau, considering a guy that's, made a political career out of espousing values like tolerance, is really pretty much running his country now like in a very authoritarian manner, in a very tyrannical manner, frankly. And that's about all I'm going to get into that. But now, even more Elon news. Sorry, there's just a lot of Elon news in this cycle, guys. Axios.com reporting, Elon Musk accuses the SEC of attacking his right to free speech. Elon Musk said Thursday that the Security and Exchange Commission is undertaking a harassment campaign in efforts to chill his exercise of First Amendment rights. The SEC seems to be targeting Mr. Musk and Tesla for an unrelenting investigation, largely because Mr. Musk remains an outspoken critic of the government, a lawyer for Musk said in a court filing. Big picture, Musk's accusation came in a letter to the U.S. District Judge Allison Nathan, who had presided over a 2018 settlement with the SEC. As part of the settlement, Musk and Tesla each had to pay $20 million fine, which was supposed to be distributed to shareholders. Musk also agreed to have company lawyers pre-approve social media posts at that time. Of course, this was in 2018. Fortunately, a lot has changed since then, and Musk, I don't think, is answering to anyone anymore, and I think that's the way most of us like it, obviously. So just a little update there. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I'll tell you what's going on in the chat. Another $50 super chat. That is amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Rock Lobster. Really appreciate it, man. Okay. Let's just take a moment to read this. Sad news, my girl is in a coma, and it's bad. Please pray for us. Vegas party on hold till Tuesday wakes up. Okay. Just wanted to update y'all and ask for prayers. Thanks, fam. Love you all so hard. We'll keep you updated. Well, Rock Lobster, I want to send my sincere thoughts and prayers out to your girl and you. I'm sure this is a very stressful time for you. We wish her and you the absolute best. And you mean a lot to this community here, Jesse. And so thank you for the update, and thank you for your generosity in supporting the show. And she will be in my thoughts and prayers. And I really am believing for a very, very strong recovery for her. So thank you for that. In fact, I'm just going to give a moment of silence for her. All right, and we are believing for the very best for you and her. Let's keep the positivity going. Let's shoot and transmit those positive vibes. I'm beaming invisible lasers into my 4K, into my 4K camera, right to you and her right now, my friend. So again, thank you, Rock Lobster. Appreciate you, man. Donna Tabuki coming in with a $10 make you holler. Pray for Rock Lobster and family. Thank you. I agree. Thank you, Donna Tabuki. Hugely appreciated. Let's see. Let's get to the next story, folks. Let's get to the next story. Oh yeah, I didn't finish the last story, and of course, Remy grabs the toy that's making the most noise. She's getting very jealous. You see, she's getting very jealous that my attention is with you guys. So hopefully she calms down. You can't see her. She's really kind of acting up right behind me, pushing into me here. Remy, calm down. Calm down, please. Let's get to the next story. Fortune.com is Ukraine already trades more. This is really cool, actually. Ukraine already trades more crypto than fiat currency. Now assets like Bitcoin are officially legal. On Thursday, Ukrainian parliament passed a bill to legalize cryptocurrency, preparing a framework for the regulation and management of digital assets like Bitcoin. This will legalize crypto exchanges and cryptocurrencies, and the Ukrainians could protect their assets from possible abuse or fraud. Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Digital Transformation, that's a really difficult name to pronounce, announced on Twitter, Ukraine's parliament previously passed a law legalizing cryptocurrency last September, but President Zelensky vetoed the bill last month. Ukraine couldn't afford to create a whole new regulatory system for managing crypto. The new version of the law on virtual assets passed Parliament Thursday puts crypto regulation under the oversight of national commissions for securities and stock market. So this is a huge, these are huge, tremendous steps in adoption for crypto for the Ukrainians and the Ukraine. So it's great to see crypto reaching that level of adoption towards legal tender now in Eastern Europe. Because before it kind of just started at South America and those territories, so it's great to see this happening more and more throughout select European territories. Now, the Denver channel just a local website that covers Denver area news. ETH Denver, which was basically an Ethereum conference, attracting thousands of cryptocurrency and blockchain fans from around the world. Colorado pushes to be the hub of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. The 5th annual ETH Denver event welcomed more than 12,000 people from 100 different countries this year, which is the highest attendance in the event has experienced. This line took 3 hours yesterday. Bobby Miller said he was waiting in line that wrapped around. So yeah, basically what's going on in Denver is there's an annual ETH conference, just as there's a Bitcoin conference, of course, that usually takes place in Florida, etc. So yeah, people are been gathering for this annual ETH conference. Again, I've been talking more and more about Ethereum on the show recently. It's been more and more on my mind, and the more I keep examining and looking into the future of Ethereum, the more bullish I am on it. And I've kind of cooled on Ethereum off and on a bit off and on over the months, but the more I'm really thinking about it, I do think, again, I think there's a very high probability. I know some of you may disagree with me. I know some of my friends disagree with me, but I have a strong feeling that at some point within the next 24 months that the market cap value of Ethereum will supersede and pass Bitcoin. I do not think that we are in permanent Bitcoin dominance. I do think that eventually that Ethereum is going to grab that number one spot, and I think we're going to see a fairly significant shakeup in the top 12 cryptos by market cap. And I do have a strong feeling and belief that Dogecoin will be in that top 3 in the long term. I do think that there's a good chance Dogecoin could see number 4, number 3 by market cap for very long durations of time. And if you want to know all my reasoning behind that, you can look at the past few episodes from last week where I get much more in depth into that. Slide Nudge coming with a $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Kenny Potter, my nephew, who's actually a very, very good pop songwriter. Steven, I want to play a set for Dojapalooza. I know a few people that are involved with Dojapalooza, so Kenny, who knows? I'll reach out. I'll see if there's room there. But yeah, I'll just plug Kenny Potter. The kid's really talented. Let's see what's going on. Good man, digging the music in the background. Thank you, appreciate it. Anyway, Sliding Edge, thank you for a $2 super chat. ETH Doge is adopting business coming. Yes. Again, guys, don't forget about this. Is going to happen sometime within 2022. There's going to be an ETH, Dogecoin, ETH, Ethereum bridge. And considering how bright the future is for Ethereum, is another reason to suspect that Dogecoin is going to have a super strong future at the top of the top rankings by market cap as well. Ethereum's not going anywhere. It is the main game in town when it comes to the NFT market. It's the main game in town when it comes to DeFi. It's the main game in town when it comes to, frankly, even in the gaming industry. Now, I do think that there is going to come a time eventually when Ethereum 2.0 does come out. I do believe it will be within 2022, and I do believe that those gas fees will finally get under control, and at that point I think we'll begin to see the size, scale, and scope of Ethereum's potential that I think many people are underestimating, just like Dogecoin. Now, let's get to the next story here. Now, the market. Wow, what a tumultuous market we've had the last couple of days. Let's check out what's going on right now with the valuations right now. So if we go to Bitcoin right now is trading just barely above 40,000. Been testing right at that 40,000 threshold. And that is down about 1.5% over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin down about 5% over the last week. Ethereum right now down about 4.5% over the last week, and down today about 3.2%. XRP actually up a little bit right now, and up about 3.2% for the week. So keep an eye on XRP Ripple. XRP is one of the few exceptions of the top 20 cryptos that actually have been holding up well and performing very decently, particularly in the wake of this rough bearish environment. So, and keep in mind, XRP is still embattled in SEC, like legal battles. So the fact that XRP can still be doing this well in such a rough market, while being in legal trouble, which I think they'll come out on top of that, is a very bullish sign for XRP. So keep an eye on XRP to keep excelling there. Now, Dogecoin had just traded sideways today, 0% up, 0% down, just sideways today. And right now, trading just a little bit over 14 cents. Even in this last hour, it's just humming along, trading evenly, trading sideways. I think this bodes very well for the temperament of Dogecoin and the resilience of Dogecoin when we had both Bitcoin and Ethereum both down significantly over the last 24 hours. Dogecoin not down at all, not up, mind you, but not down at all either, and just holding the line very steadily, very strongly. And you can attribute that to folks like you and me. Dogecoin, more than any other crypto community out there, has a lot of very resilient long-term holders, and that's why Dogecoin is able to stop the bleeding and trade evenly and sideways, while huge market cap coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum are trading downwards. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Elon's giving the dollar some competition. Haha, good news for good news for Doge. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I don't know where Zombie Doge Army is. But I do know one thing. Remy is chewing on my San Pellegrino bottle, and it is very loud. And I need to get her a new toy, folks, that's not so disruptive. So bear with me one moment. Take a pause for the cause. While I get her a bone or something. Rennie, we need to get you something a little bit quiet, okay? A little bit quiet. That's not very quiet either. Bear with me, folks. Remy's being very high maintenance tonight. All right, I'm back. You miss me? Okay, folks. Camera on? Okay. Now, what were we talking about here? Captain Jack, hey there, Steven. Hey, back. Miles, good to see you in the mix. Dream Tanks, good to see you in the mix. Slay Blaze, good to see you in the mix. Keep Learning, good to see you. I don't know if I've seen, that's a new name. That's a new name to me. Well, welcome to the show. Keep Learning. Okay, now let's get into it, folks. Let's get into the next story, Morning Glory. Now, what has been going on in the market today? Well, folks, it's pretty simple. Overall, what the market has been reacting to very strongly is our current president here in the United States announcing an executive order that's going to take place next week, which is essentially going to be cracking down on crypto. They say it's going to be limited to crimes, but it doesn't. By the language they're using, I think it's going to be much more broad than that, and that has put an incredible amount of concern in crypto investors. And of course, Remy drags a styrofoam container out of the garbage because she just simply has to keep making noise because she's acting up. She just is acting up. Anyway, as I was saying, that is the main reason for the downturn that we've seen in the market yesterday, and it continues today. Anytime we see people at the top in Washington essentially FUD or put fear in the market, crypto market, the crypto market reacts very strongly. Now, that's the bad news. The good news is the duration of how the market is affected isn't terribly long, folks. So I think this one, though, I think the fear and concern that is happening in the market today as a consequence of this executive order for Biden is going to last longer. I think it's going to drag out longer than it typically does when Janet Yellen or Elizabeth Warren, speak up. So just be prepared for that. Just be prepared for that. Now, what does this mean? What is this executive order going to mean going forward? Remy, stop. Stop grabbing everything that you're not supposed to have. She's being so bad tonight. She's being so naughty. Remy, please calm. Calm your teats. Lie down. Good girl. It's okay. It's okay. I'm right here. She's so jealous. She's so jealous. SlideNet's coming in with a $5 super chat. Government action is usually an overreaction, or is that a reach? Remy, you guys, I'm sorry. This is just one of these nights where she just is very insistent on being. You want to be a co-host? Want to be a co-host? Look it. Yeah, look it. Say hi. Okay. Are we good now? Are we good now? Okay. So yeah, I think you guys, Remy, sit. Remy, sit. Calm. It's okay, babe. Calm. Calm. Shh. I gotta be the Doge whisperer, guys. I gotta be the Doge whisperer. Remy, calm down. All right, as I was saying, I do think this is the main thing that has been causing a downturn in the market, and I don't think this is going to go away anytime soon. But I do think that it's going to get sorted out within the next couple of weeks. Now, the number one thing that we do have for us, no matter who's in power, essentially threatening to flood crypto, is this. The number one thing we have going for us is the thing that we loathe the most, and that is our tax dollars. So the number one thing that will protect us from the government putting an absolute stranglehold on our crypto investments is them wanting our tax dollars from our earnings, from our gains, right? So there's too much money on the table for the government to harvest from us and the IRS to harvest from us for, in my opinion, no matter who's in power, to completely strangle cryptocurrency. Now, what sort of crackdowns does the current president have in mind for crypto? That remains to be seen. I do not know. I can see this going either way, guys. So we're going to keep a very close eye on it, because if we continue to see a government overreach, an assertion of overreach on cryptocurrency during this administration, it could be a long 2.5 years, guys, or whatever's left, 3 years. So hopefully we will hope for the best. The good news is about all this inflation is it has been causing people to look strongly for alternatives in terms of getting value and leveling up in life despite these inflation rates. But it also makes me pretty upset to see how proactive the government is getting in people's business of crypto earnings. It's almost like the government we have now does not want to see people succeed in terms of financial freedom. And also, they're just trying to figure out how the government can make money on cryptocurrency. Make no mistake about it, whether it's China or the United States, these governments are just trying to figure out how to capitalize and kind of even monopolize the cryptocurrency market. This government is trying to figure out how to put together its own national cryptocurrency, probably like a hybrid stablecoin, something like that, and foist it on the public. I myself am not a fan of that idea for any country. To me, it kind of defeats the purpose of why we have cryptocurrency in the first place. So that's just kind of how I feel about that. But I think I don't think we can be stopped, folks. I don't think we can be stopped. Anyway, let's go to the next story. Let's go to the next story, shall we? And this one is another one about the current president coming in with Yahoo Finance. Biden seen issuing a crypto oversight executive order now next week. President Biden is expected to issue an executive order next week directing agencies across the government to study cryptocurrency and a central bank digital currency. See, a central bank digital currency is what they're really trying to push us to. I have zero interest investing or participating in a centralized digital currency sanctioned by our government. No, thank you. No, thank you. According to administration official familiar with the matter, forthcoming directive will commission a study of CBDC and ask a range of agencies, including Departments of Treasury, State, Justice, and Homeland Security, to develop a report on the future of money and payment systems. Meanwhile, the Director of Office Science Technology Policy will do a technical evaluation of what might be needed to support such a system. Now, guys, now you can see why Elon Musk is in conflict with the administration. It's just another example of it. I'm sure if you asked Elon Musk, he would have no such interest in a CBDC kind of centralized government-sanctioned digital currency. He's all about the dog money. We are as well, and other actually decentralized digital currencies. When it becomes decentralized, particularly at the hands of a government, I mean, it totally defeats the point and the appeal of cryptocurrency. So we'll just have to see how things navigate from here, guys. CoinDesk now reporting that Vitalik Buterin calls Canada's use of banks to stifle protesters dangerous. Decentralized systems are not about lawlessness, but rather return to rule, the Ethereum founder said in an interview with ETH Denver. In an interview with on Friday with Buterin, who grew up in Canada, he did not condone the freedom convoys that have been blaring their horns in Ottawa last week. But he said if the truckers are blocking the roads, that's breaking the economy fine. Blocking the roads is legal, and that's against the law and all that, he told CoinDesk. But he described the government's response as very heavy-handed and crypto as a potential check on such overreach. If the government is not willing to follow the laws and give people a chance to defend themselves, and they just want to talk to the banks and basically cut out people's financial livelihoods without due process, that is an example of the sort of thing that decentralized technology is there to make more difficult, Buterin said. Round of applause for Vitalik Buterin. I couldn't agree more. I think in that last paragraph, he just summed it up brilliantly. Couldn't have said it better myself. In this way, crypto is not so much a radical technology as a restorative one, he argued. It's not about being lawless. In some ways, it's about bringing rule of law back, Buterin said. Governments and police can still actively, lawfully pursue suspects as they always have without conscripting financial middlemen, he said. You know, I get so many thoughts going through my mind. I'm old enough to remember 9/11 and those conflicts and how our governments back then used different things as catalysts to greenlight entirely huge agendas that were very authoritarian and ended up compromising everyday citizens' rights. And we're kind of seeing the same thing play out with the Canada's government in terms of what's going on with these convoys. Are there people in the convoys breaking the law? Yes. There's a minority of people that are. Are there a certain amount of people participating that are obstructing and blocking traffic? Yeah, there's a small amount of people that are doing that, and I can understand needing to take action in that regard. But the majority of people involved in these protests are not doing these things. But the government, you see, is using the convoys and their opposition to the convoys pretty much as a catalyst to greenlight an entire agenda of authoritarianism. So it's kind of the same story that we've seen time and time again, and now we're seeing it play out at the hands of the Canadian government. Remy, calm down. No. My goodness, this dog. Sorry for the tangent there, but I completely agree with Vitalik Buterin here. I think he's got a very balanced, very base take on this whole thing here. Hold on, guys. I have to just... Remy's not going to let me finish the show unless I just take care of her here quick. Sorry again for this, guys. Come here. All right. Come on. Come on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to put Remy in the other room. She's just being too much, man. She's being way too much. Anyway, Slide Nudge coming with a $5 super chat. Government, crypto needs regulation. Otherwise, it'd be a Ponzi scheme. Me looking at my dollar after Wall Street bailout. Point taken, and pretty well stayed there. No lie detected. Sliding edge. You know, to me, it's kind of funny how strong critics of cryptocurrency often throw around the term Ponzi scheme when in reality, pretty much any financial investment that involves the market and people's collective investments, you could describe as that. You could, by that definition, you could describe the entire stock market as a Ponzi scheme as well. There's always going to be winners and losers. But the thing that's important to me, just as long as the investors understand and are educated on the risks of the game that they're playing, I think that's what's most important, honestly. Okay, now, don't make me feel bad. Donna's like, she's crying. She's calmed down now. She's onto something else. Slide Nudge, again, coming in with another super chat. Appreciate it, Slide Nudge. $5 super chat. Trudeau says no to free speech. Musk says no to cancel culture. Jeff Bezos says no to first place. Biden says yes. I have to be careful. Your super chat's a little bit spicy for the TOS on this platform, so hope you understand. But thank you, Slide Edge. Appreciate you. Anyway, let's go to the next story. Morning Glory. Daily Hold reporting 2 low cap metaverse altcoin projects skyrocket in defiance of crypto market downturn. And both of these were a coin called Dome, a metaverse DeFi project, and MetaHero, which I had a little bit of money in actually, have been on fire since Everdome officially went live on Friday the 8th. Everdome game offers the world's first hyper-realistic metaverse environment where users will be able to buy, rent property, place ads in real life, etc., etc. You know the deal. We've talked about metaverses enough here. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because those of you who've been watching the show for a while know that I do flirt and I do put a smaller portion of my portfolio invested in metaverse, DeFi, gaming industry projects. Now, I bring this up because the more I've seen things kind of play out here, we are so tremendously early in the DeFi space. We are so tremendously early in the metaverse space. It's important that if you do enter the foray and invest in these kind of projects, pull your profits, folks. Take your profits. Myself, if I believe really strongly in the long term of that particular DeFi project, I will take, when things are up and going well, I will take 75-80% of those profits and leave maybe 20% in, 25% in long haul. The reason why I say this, and again, this is not financial advice, this is financial fried rice, as my friend Crypto Batman say. The reason why I bring this up is because we are so early in the metaverse and DeFi space that we are going to see so many come and go. And this isn't a slight or diss on these projects that some of them are, have very strong teams. It's just that it's going to be a while. In my opinion, I think it's going to be a while before we really see the long-term winners. And until that starts shaping up more, until that becomes more realized, it's even more important as investors in these projects to get to attach to them and pull your profits and keep it moving. It's just an observation that I've made, and I've been following DeFi and gaming industry projects pretty closely for the last several months. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. But I will say that I do strongly feel that game-based DeFi projects are going to make a lot of millionaires and a lot of billionaires in the future. I think it's going to be massive. In fact, I would dare say that I think the gaming industry DeFi projects are going to even be more massive than the metaverse in many regards, particularly from an investor standpoint. So, now, Billy, just the day before yesterday, the 16th, tweeted this out. Billy Markus, co-creator of Dogecoin. He said, I'm going to make at least one hashtag Doge Twitter tip jar tweet every day until we get it. Apparently, Paraga is off on paternity leave. Congrats, but I'm going to go Andy Dufresne and keep bugging Twitter. What's crypto tipping without the OG tipping currency? So really kind of cool and feisty and a lively declaration from Billy Markus. Said he's going to tweet every day about Twitter getting a Doge tip jar until it happens. Now, of course, what happened very recently, and I think it was an important and really positive next step, is that Twitter added Ethereum to its tip jar options. Of course, they already establishing Bitcoin as the premier option. So now you can tip in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Dogecoin's the next logical step. I think we can get this to happen. Since Billy Markus announced that, I've been tweeting out hashtag Doge Twitter tip jar. So if we can get that consistently trending together and really get a nice collective Doge momentum behind that, I think we can make it happen, folks. And I think that Twitter would be pleasantly surprised at the amount of tipping transactions that would transpire as a consequence of adding Dogecoin to its roster there. I believe hands down it would be the most transacted cryptocurrency in the tipping space on Twitter out there, like hands down. So that's pretty cool to see, and I fully support those efforts. Now, futurism.com. Facebook criticized for running giant sweatshop in Africa. Oh my gosh. Workers report the kind of work that we do here is kind of a mental torture. Facebook's lowest paid workers, new investigation reveals, only make $1.50 an hour to moderate violent and disturbing content in an outsourced facility in Kenya. And that's not the only difficult job they face. A new Time investigation reveals that the Nairobi offices of the ethical AI outsourcing company Sama provides Facebook content moderation for all of the sub-Saharan Africa, and to host issues including mental anguish associated with the content workers are required to view for work. That's messed up, as well as alleged workplace intimidation, suppression of organizing. Now, without going further and reading more of this story, firstly, let me get to the super chat. Truckin' All Day coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you for your generous super chat, Truckin' All Day. We love Truckin' All Day. Truckin' All Day. Thank you so much, man. You've been there from the start. For Remy's new toy, LOL, Doge Drive-In, where Tesla bots make and serve you food. I love it. I love that concept. Fembots, right? Steven, please join the Doge dev team. I don't have the engineering skills to join the Doge dev team. I think I'm better as a mouthpiece in favor of Doge. But thank you. Yeah, I'll leave that to minds like Ross Nicoll and Mishi, etc. Anyway, thank you again, Truckin' All Day. Thank you for that. I'm trying to think of the point I was going to make. Okay, so the point I was going to make. What have I been telling you guys? Mark Zuckerberg's Metaverse is not a foregone conclusion success. In fact, I think it's a very risky bet. I have a feeling that Mark Zuckerberg's not going to be as relevant and as powerful in the future as to where he has been. In fact, I think his relevance is already fading pretty progressively fast. I also think it's notable to look at this shiny veneer of progressivism and attempts at social engineering, essentially, that someone like Mark Zuckerberg has been doing with his team very aggressively, frankly, for years now, right? While trying to do this sort of thing, how is he running his company? He's not walking the walk. There are ethics violations everywhere within Facebook. They're standing on the backs of slave labor. They're paying people a buck an hour in Africa to essentially be tortured on a regular basis. Well, those guys at the top are raking in all the money, while having the nerve and the audacity to engineer their platform to tell us how to think and to engineer how society should think and believe according to the ethos of Mark Zuckerberg and the like. The hypocrisy is off the charts. There's other things that have been revealed by people at the head of Meta that I can't go into here now because frankly they're too disgusting and they probably violate TOS. You can do the research on your own. But these are the people. Look at what these people are actually doing behind the scenes. And these people have the nerve to censor us and to try to curate society's opinions. The audacity. Anyway, I personally think that Meta is a very risky venture. It could succeed, but it very well could flop. In fact, so far it has been performing to very underwhelming degrees. And plus, obviously, you can tell personally, I'm not a fan of the Zuck. So, anyway, let's get to the next story. Let's get to some fun stuff. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay, I'm going to read a couple stories that popped out at me from the Babylon Bee. For those who don't know, Babylon Bee is a parody news site. It's just like just a fun news site. They're joke stories. How many of you guys saw the halftime show? I actually thought the halftime show was pretty good. I was so busy I didn't really get a chance to tune into the full game, but I took in the halftime show. So those of you who saw the halftime show, this story you'll get. Eminem takes a knee in heartfelt tribute to Tim Tebow. The Super Bowl halftime show took a surprising turn last night when rapper Eminem ended his performance by taking a knee in tribute to the most talented Christian football player of all time, Tim Tebow. The multi-award-winning best-selling rapper shocked viewers everywhere as he dramatically dropped into the famous Tebowing pose. Right in the middle of the field, Eminem took a knee and bowed his head in prayer. Oh, I just thought it was kind of funny. Let's go to the next one. This is the second Babylon Bee story that jumped out at me today. This one really cracked me up. This is the headline of this story, folks. Simpsons characters condemn emojis cultural appropriation of their skin color. And they're referring to like the default emojis of like hands and skin. It's like, yeah, it's the color of the Simpsons skin. It says, there's a picture that I'm looking at of Lisa Simpson with the thumbs up emoji with a cross out through it. It says, with hands clapping, stop appropriating our skin. In Springfield, dozens of Simpsons characters have come forward to condemn Apple, Google, and other OS developers for including yellow as the default skin color on their keyboards. Stop appropriating our skins, shouted Lisa Simpson in a passionate speech at Springfield Elementary School. Our skin color is not just a character for you to use and perpetuate non-cartoon character privilege. Do better, she added before the camera cut away for a few rapid-fire pop cultural references. Oh, I thought that was a good one. Yeah, Scotty. Of course. I think so too. I think people were really kind of reading too much into that Eminem Neil on either side. I didn't think it was a big deal either way. Anyway. I'm going to read a couple of really weird news stories that transpired over this last week. I just thought they were... let's just go through this real quickly here. An aviator helmet that was once worn by Amelia Earhart. The leather cap was handed down by Anthony Twiggs, by his mother, who had something of an apocryphal tale surrounding how she got it back in 1929. Get this, after years... to prove that the story was true, her son finally was able to do so via photographic forensics and is now for sale with an estimated value of at least $80,000. Meanwhile, a doghouse that was struck by a meteorite falling from the sky over Costa Rica is being sold in an auction and experts expect that the one-of-a-kind meteorite will sell somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 this month. Curious aquatic creatures wound up in the spotlight this past week. Two peculiar stories. First off, off the coast of New Zealand, researchers have discovered an incredible rare baby ghost shark. The thing is like this big with really big eyes that had just hatched days earlier. The wondrous creature, which sports a nearly translucent see-through body, was inadvertently caught during a trawling operation aimed at surveying local fish populations, scientists say. And here's the last one, guys. Later in the week, a paddleboard instructor in Taiwan captured fantastic footage of a mysterious lake monster that went viral in China and was later determined to have been likely a speckled longfin eel. So another, almost a revival of the Loch Ness monster. Anyway, guys, I'm kind of at the bottom of my news notes, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know I did. Hope you had fun. I'm going to try to unwind. I've been so busy all day, but I'm still like pumped up, even though I should be dead tired. You ever have those? So that's where I'm at. Maybe I'll have some chamomile tea. You can find me on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me at Mr. MR Steven Steele _. And my DMs are open. You guys can always get a hold of me there. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you for the super chats. Thoughts and prayers going out to Rock Lobster and his girl. We're with you. We're with you all the way. Thank you, guys. This is your man, Real Deal Steven Steele, signing out for now. Until next time, over and out.